Good evening, everybody. Welcome to Game Night in the Region, streaming live on the Region Sports Network. We come to you tonight from Lake Central High School as the Region Sports Network presents coverage of high school softball as the Chesterton Trojans take on the Lake Central Indians. I'm Leo Stauderher. I'll have the play-by-play for tonight's broadcast between two Duneland Conference rivals. Let's get right into it. We'll meet the lineup for the visiting Chesterton Trojans. Leading off and playing catcher is Olivia Milton. Batting second, playing center field, is Cadence Ford. Batting third, playing third, is Jillian Pittman. Hannah Florian is in the cleanup spot. She's the designated player. Peyton Cherup is playing first base. She bats fifth. Batting sixth, playing shortstop, is Lila Miller. Lexi Smith bats seventh, plays second. Kylie Pfeiffer is playing left field, batting eighth. And Ava Wagner is the pitcher. She'll bat ninth. Riley Henry plays right field for the Trojans, coached by Eric Cochran. They enter with a record of 1-2 on the season, 1-1 in Duneland play, 1-1 on the road. For the host, Lake Central Indians, their lineup will be as follows. Maura Foley plays left field. She'll lead off. Maddie Wainwright is the catcher. She bats second. Jessie Del Toro plays right field, batting third. Taylor Schaefer bats fourth, plays short. Tegan Tripp plays third, bats fifth. Maddie Bickle is the designated player in the sixth spot. Caitlin Streiler plays first, bats seventh. Batting eighth is Sophia Beals. She'll play second. Peyton Martin is the center fielder. She bats ninth. Jada Lewis will be the starting pitcher for Lake Central. So let's introduce the starting pitchers for today's game. That means we'll turn to the Enigenberg Exteriors Home Improvement Hurlers for today, presented by Enigenberg Exteriors. For the home team, Lake Central will send Jada Lewis to the circle, a right-hander with a record of 1-0 on the year. The freshman has thrown 11 1/3 innings in 4 appearances. She's allowed 7 hits, 7 runs, 6 of them earned. She's walked only 2 batters while striking out 19. For the visiting Chesterton Trojans, they'll send Ava Wagner. She has appeared in 2 games. She's 1-0 on the year, 4 innings pitched. She's allowed 8 hits, 6 runs, 6 of them earned, walking 3, striking out 7. And the first pitch forecast is brought to you by our friends at Economy Electric Heating and Cooling. It's 53 degrees and cloudy in St. John. Temperatures will stay around the low 50s and drop to the 40s after sunset at 7:30. So we will hopefully be done by then. And that's the forecast brought to you by Economy Electric Heating and Cooling, keeping you cool in the summer and cozy in the winter. We'll step aside when we come back. We'll have softball between the Indians and Trojans. That's next. You're watching Game Night in the Region on the Region Sports Network, the only game in town.
When life keeps you busy and you can't get to the store, shop online with Strachan Van Til To Go. Our to-go service is easy to use. Register using your rewards account information, fill your virtual card, and choose delivery or pickup. Once your order is in, our own Strachan Van Til team preps your order with care. With our to-go service, you can earn reward points and save time and money with our online coupons and weekly ad prices. Life made simple, shopping made easy. For more information or to sign up, visit shop.strachanvantil.com.
Four Seasons Mechanical proudly serves Northwest Indiana, providing quality, reasonably priced, reliable service. With a quality and comfort guarantee, the professionals at Four Seasons Mechanical offer a wide range of services in heating, ventilation, and air conditioning. Whether it's residential or commercial, Four Seasons Mechanical is there 24/7. To find out more, the website is fourseasonsmechanical.com or give them a call at 219-756-7020. Four Seasons Mechanical, your indoor air quality specialists.
Our hero, Lantern Man, faces off against a nefarious insurance swindler.
I'll trick them into a contract and just keep raising the rates.
Luckily, they can make a call to Crow Company's Lantern Man. He's always ready to protect families from the insurance swindler.
I can easily defeat your overpriced policies. Fair prices always prevail when you call me, the Crown Company's Lantern Man. Crown Company's insurance professionals. Highland, Merrillville, and Michigan City.
Thinking about what to do after high school? Consider a career with Boilermakers Local 374. As a Boilermaker apprentice, you'll earn while you learn. We offer excellent wages and benefits, and as part of our no-cost hands-on apprenticeship program, you'll learn from the best in state-of-the-art training centers and on the job. Become a union Boilermaker and get on your way to a great career. Find out more, visit www.local374.org or call 219-845-1000.
With offices in Munster and Cedar Lake, Ethos Dental Group offers a full scope of general and cosmetic dentistry with expertise ranging from porcelain veneers to dental implants, crowns, and bridges. At Ethos Dental Group, you're assured that Dr. Mark Stojkovic and his associates, Dr. Emily Hansen and Dr. Brian Douts, utilize the latest in technology. Check out ethosdentalgroup.com or call 219-595-3432 to schedule an appointment. Ethos Dental Group, dental care you can believe in.
Getting ready for first pitch between Lake Central and Chesterton. Great day for softball here in the region. Leo Sauterher with you on the call. Justin Cole and Thomas Marsh make up the rest of our crew. Excited to bring this game between the Indians and Trojans. Lake Central enters with a record of 7-0 on the year, 2-0 in conference play, 3-0 at home. They have won their last 7, obviously with the undefeated record and whatnot. So they have high hopes this season. They are atop the 4A coaches poll, and they just wrapped up a very good stretch with the Pendleton Heights Horseshoe Classic. They were the champions of that competition, so high hopes for Yvette Tovar and her crew. Getting ready for first pitch here. We'll see Jada Lewis in the circle. And so Lewis, the freshman for the Trojans, for the Indians, they are mixing in some underclassmen into a experienced roster as well. Her catcher, Maddie Wainwright, is a sophomore as well, so an underclassman battery working as we get ready for first pitch. And it's high for a ball. We are underway. Leading off for the Trojans is Olivia Milton. She's a sophomore and will be playing catcher this evening. So she'll be looking to help her team get back in the win column here as they're 1-2 on the year, trying to take one from a tough Lake Central team. She fouls this pitch away. It slices right, and it just misses, going over the fence into the baseball field as they are playing a game as well. So that could have been tricky, but it's just a long way for a 1-1 count. Lake Central Baseball hosting LaPorte, one of 3 games currently on the Region Sports Network right now. This next pitch by Wainwright is fouled away. That one also almost goes onto the baseball diamond. So the 1-2 count now against the leadoff hitter, Milton. Lewis looking to work here. As mentioned, very efficient this year, 19 strikeouts to just 2 walks. Any coach would be happy with that stat line. The 1-2 just misses low for a ball. We go 2-2. So it's a Lake Central team trying to make a deep playoff run like last season. Playing here on their home field against Chesterton. The 2-2 from Lewis. That's high. We go full at 3-2. A year ago, Lake Central 32-2 on the year. Their 2 losses were to Marist High School out of Illinois. They won state in Illinois, and then Penn in the semi-state semifinals. So both of those close losses for a good season last year. The payoff pitch called strike 3. Lewis retires Milton to start the game with the strikeout. And now Cadence Ford, the sophomore center fielder, steps up for the Trojans. So good job by Lewis battling there after she was ahead in the count 1-2. Some good takes from Milton, worked the count full, but then she just fired in a strike for the opening out of this ball game. Now she gets ready to face Ford. Swing and a miss, strike 1. So a underclassmen heavy lineup for the Trojans as well. They have 3 sophomores to start things off, so they will be looking to face an experienced Lake Central team here. Lewis gets the sign and delivers the 0-1. This one fouled away behind the backstop, so now it's quickly 0-2. Ford batting .222 this season. As timeout is called, so the count remains 0-2. But Ford has driven in 4 runs on the year. Works now with the bases empty and 1 away. The pitch from Lewis. That's low for ball 1. So Wainwright and Lewis get ready to try to find a pitch to put away the sophomore center fielder, Cadence Ford. And now the 1-2. Called strike 3, back-to-back strikeouts for Lewis to open this game. This time she sends Ford down, and now Jillian Pittman will look to keep the inning going for the Trojans, as the first 2 batters were both sent back to the dugout on strikes. Pittman batting .333 on the season. We'll try to work her way on base here. Lewis goes through the windup and delivers. Spins it low for a ball. So the count starts off 1-0. So 2 quick strikeouts against Milton and Ford left us in this spot with Pittman up to bat with nobody on, 2 away. Here in the top of the first. She cracks this one towards center field. Stepping in is Martin, and she makes the catch for out number 3. So 3 up, 3 down for the Trojans. We're scoreless through the first half inning, and Lake Central will get their first at-bats when we return. Stick around. You're watching Game Night in the Region on the Region Sports Network, the only game in town.
When life keeps you busy and you can't get to the store, shop online with Strachan Van Til To Go. Our to-go service is easy to use. Register using your rewards account information, fill your virtual cart, and choose delivery or pickup. Once your order is in, our own Strachan Van Til team preps your order with care. With our to-go service, you can earn reward points and save time and money with our online coupons and weekly ad prices. Life made simple, shopping made easy. For more information or to sign up, visit shop.strachanvantil.com.
Four Seasons Mechanical proudly serves Northwest Indiana, providing quality, reasonably priced, reliable service. With a quality and comfort guarantee, the professionals at Four Seasons Mechanical offer a wide range of services in heating, ventilation, and air conditioning. Whether it's residential or commercial, Four Seasons Mechanical is there 24/7. To find out more, the website is fourseasonsmechanical.com or give them a call at 219-756-7020. Four Seasons Mechanical, your indoor air quality specialist.
At the conclusion of tonight's game, we'll name the Crowell Companies Lantern Man Superhero of the Game. Crowell Companies have offices open from 9 o'clock to 7 o'clock Monday through Friday, and Saturdays till 2 o'clock in Highland, Merrillville, and Michigan City. Getting ready for the bottom of the first inning here at Lake Central, the Indians will send Fally, Wainwright, and Del Toro up to bat as their 1-2-3 to start after the Trojans went down in 1-2-3 fashion. 2 strikeouts and a flyout to open the game. So we are in search of this game's first base runner. So Maura Folly will lead things off, the senior left fielder for Lake Central. Batting from the leadoff spot here, left-handed hitter against right-handed pitcher. Ava Wagner working for Chesterton in the circle. So she gets ready to send her first pitch towards the plate. It's outside for a ball. Wagner 1-0 on the year. This is her 3rd appearance. She's thrown 4 innings, 6 runs against, 6 of them earned. She has walked 3 and struck out 7. She now delivers the 1-0. That's outside for ball. We go 2-0. Against a tough offense from Lake Central. They will try to get base runners here in the last of the first. The 2-0 just misses outside for a ball. We go 3-0. So a year ago, Lake Central 328 runs for, just 46 runs allowed. So definitely capable of putting a crooked number on the board. It's a 4-pitch walk to Folly, and that brings Wainwright up to bat with 1 on and nobody out. Wainwright, the catcher for the Indians. Now she will get ready to work in the right-handed batter's box. Wainwright batting .222 on the year. We'll look to move that base runner. As Foley's on first. The pitch from Wagner. She shows bunt, taps it forward towards the circle. Wagner scoops it up, throws to first. She retires Wainwright, but scooting over to second base is Foley on the sacrifice.
Up to bat, number 27.
So now Lake Central working with a runner in scoring position. Jessie Del Toro will bat. Del Toro playing right field. For the Indians, she bats in the right-handed batter's box. Wagner sends this one towards the plate. It's outside for a ball. Good job keeping it in front of her by Milton. Moves to her left to prevent Foley from trying to steal third. The count 1-0. And here's the pitch. That drops in for a strike. It was looking like it was going to go high, and then it just broke low towards the plate. Evens the count up at 1-1. So one away, runner on second base, scoreless here in the first inning. The pitch. Drilled towards right field. It gets past second base. Turning the corner towards the plate is Foley. She will score. Not done yet as she passes second is Del Toro, and she stops at third. It's an RBI triple, and it puts Lake Central on the board here in the bottom of the first inning.
Number 23, Taylor Schaefer.
So Jessie Del Toro with the RBI triple makes it 1-0 for Lake Central, and Taylor Schaefer will get to work now with one away, runner just one station away from scoring, and one run in the bank already. This one drops in for a strike. So Wagner bounces back, starts off the count 0-1 against Schaefer. Schaefer batting .500 on the year. She's 9 for 18. She sends this next pitch towards second base, throwing to first to retire her is Smith, but in to score is Del Toro. The Indians add another one. They now lead 2-0 here in the first.
Up to bat, number 21, Tegan Tripp.
So Schaefer does her job, grounds out, but brings in the run that was deep enough at second base where the play for Smith was to go get the safe out at first. Del Toro was able to hustle home, and Lake Central adds another one. So here's Tegan Tripp. She sends this one up the middle of the infield, all the way out to center field on the roll. Ford scoops it up, but it's a two-out single for Tripp, and Lake Central keeps on moving here. So with two away, they have a runner on first base.
Up to bat, number 35, Maddie Bickle.
For Maddie Bickle, who is 5 for 10 this year. She has driven in 9 runs, so she gets ready to work with a runner on first and 2 away.
Thank you.
Wagner with the pitch. That's high and away for a ball. So Lake Central with 2 runs on 1 hit. A leadoff walk from Foley. She would score. She moved to second on a sacrifice play by Wainwright. The 1-0. Inside for a ball, we go 2-0. Then Del Toro cracked a RBI triple. She was brought home on a ground out by Schaefer, and then Tripp singled to keep the inning alive. Lake Central not done yet with the count 2-0 to Bickle with a runner on first. The pitch. She takes it low, and stealing second is Tripp. So now Tripp is in scoring position over at second base. So Lake Central in a position to try to add another one here.
Did you get Schaefer in there? Schaefer's? I didn't hear you say Schaefer.
The count 3-0 to Bickle. The pitch from Wagner. It's inside for a ball. So the walk puts 2 runners on for the Indians. Bickle moves over to first.
Number 32, Caitlin Stryler.
And Caitlin Stryler will get ready to work with 2 runners on, 2 outs here in the last of the first inning. Lake Central leads by 2. So Streiler playing first base. Pitch is outside for a ball. So the count 1-0. So Wagner trying to limit the damage here as the Indians started off strong. Her 1-0. Cracked towards third base. Diving for it is Pittman. She doesn't get there. It rolls out to left field. In to score is Tripp. And Lake Central adds another one. 3 runs in here in the first inning. And over on second base now is Bickle. Streiler on first. She had the RBI single. Sophia Beals will look to keep the rally going here with 2 away and 2 on for the home team here. And their first at-bats. This is the start you want. Getting 3 runs across the plate. The pitch breaks into the zone for a strike. Good bounce back pitch by Wagner. That was looking inside, and then it curled towards the plate. So that was in a good spot. It's now 0-1. The pitch. Lifted out towards left center field. It drops between the outfielders. Bickle rounds the corner going towards the plate. She will score. That's an RBI single for Beals. And now Lake Central leads 4-0. Streiler goes from first to second. Beals is on first. It's another RBI for Lake Central. They have 4 runs on 3 hits. And Peyton Martin will bat here in the last of the first. The pitch from Wagner, chopped back towards the circle. Wagner picks it up, throws to first, gets the out. She retires Martin, and that ends the inning. But Lake Central does some damage. 4 runs on 3 hits. They lead 4-0 after the first inning. You're watching Game Night in the Region on the Region Sports Network, the only game in town.
Our hero, Lantern Man, faces off against a nefarious insurance swindler.
I'll trick them into a contract and just keep raising the rates.
Luckily, they can make a call to Crow Company's Lantern Man. He's always ready to protect families from the insurance swindler.
I can easily defeat your overpriced policies. Fair prices always prevail when you call me, the Crown Company's Lantern Man. Crown Company's insurance professionals. Highland, Merrillville, and Michigan City.
Thinking about what to do after high school? Consider a career with Boilermakers Local 374. As a Boilermaker apprentice, you'll earn while you learn. We offer excellent wages and benefits, and as part of our no-cost hands-on apprenticeship program, you'll learn from the best in state-of-the-art training centers and on the job. Become a union Boilermaker and get on your way to a great career. Find out more, visit www.local374.org or call 219-845-1000.
Top 2 here at Lake Central, and at the conclusion of tonight's game, we'll name the Boilermakers Local 374 Blue Collar Player of the Game, brought to you by Boilermakers Local 374. Earn while you learn with Boilermakers Local 374. Jada Lewis back in the circle for the Indians here. Her first pitch, swing and a miss by Hannah Florian, the designated player for Chesterton. Florian, a junior, trying to get the Trojans on the board after Lake Central had about as good of a start as you could ask for, scoring 4 runs in their opening at-bats. So Chesterton in search of their first hit. Next pitch called for a strike, so it's an 0-2 count to Florian. And for Lewis, you have to like that run support your offense gave you. That really helps you settle in, get into a groove, and try to just keep these bats going back to the dugout. The 0-2. This one flared towards right field, but it hooks towards the bullpen. It'll be foul, out of play, so the count remains 0-2, but Florian doing a good job of making something out of that 2-strike pitch, staying alive at the plate. She'll look to try to make her way on base against Lewis. The 0-2. Tapped away, foul. So Florian batting .333 on the year. Batting in the cleanup spot here for the Trojans. Lewis gets the sign, looks toward her catcher, and fires. That's low for a ball, so now count 1-2. That's the luxury of getting ahead in these counts. When you start off 0-2, have a couple pitches fouled away, you can send one outside the zone, try to get the hitter to try to chase it. If they don't, you're still well ahead in the count. So now we'll get ready for the 1-2. This one drilled towards right field. It drops a couple feet in front of Del Toro. It's a leadoff single for Florian. And now Chesterton has their first base runner of the game, looking to work their way back in as they're down by 4, but it starts with a single from Florian, and now Peyton Cherub will look to move her along. Cherub, the freshman for the Trojans, batting in the 5 spot, playing first base. We'll see if they sacrifice her or if they let her swing. The pitch, call the strike, not showing bunt was Cherub, so it appears they will be letting her swing away. The count 0-1. As Florian's the runner on first base. Nobody out here in the top of the second. 0-1, the count. And here's the pitch. That curls just outside for a ball, evening things up at 1-1. So Chesterton 9-5 a year ago, 6-6 away from home, 8-6 in Duneland play. They are 1-1 this season in conference play. Going into tonight's game against Lake Central. Swing and a miss for strike 2. Some good movement on that pitch from Lewis as it broke towards the batter, and she couldn't quite line it up, and it's into the glove of Wainwright for strike 2. So now 1-2 the count. Lewis looks over at the dugout, gets the sign. Here's the pitch. Just outside for a ball. It'll even things up at 2-2. And the home plate umpire looks for an appeal over to the umpire on the base paths. He will also call it a ball, so it remains a 2-2 count. Still nobody out. Here, Cherub, the batter. Lewis, the pitcher for the Indians. Here's her pitch. It is high for a ball, and now we go full at 3-2. So we get ready for the payoff pitch. Chesterton looking for another base runner here. They have some work to do, down by 4. Here it is. Knocked away foul towards the on-deck circle. Getting out of the way was Miller there. So it remains a full count. So Lewis looking for the first out of the inning. Chesterton trying to make her work here after they were retired 1-2-3 in quick fashion in the first inning. 2 strikeouts and a flyout. The 3-2. Swing and a miss, strike 3. It's the third punch out of the day for Lewis. It sends Cherub back to the dugout and brings Lila Miller up to bat with 1 away and a runner on first base for the Trojans here in the top of the second. Miller, the junior shortstop for Chesterton. She's 2 for 4 this season. And now the pitch. Breaking ball outside. We go 1-0. So Chesterton, not as many games on the season as it's the nature of playing in the Midwest. They've had a few games canceled or postponed due to weather. So they're 1-2 on the year, facing a tough opponent here in Lake Central. Lake Central, they're 7-0 on the year. The 1-0. Rolled over to second base, throwing it to second is Beals. Schaefer squeezes it in for the second out. Will not throw to first, but Lake Central does their job, gets the lead out.
At bat, number 7, Lexi Smith.
Good job by the corner infielders. Beals flipping it to Schaefer. Gets one away, and that's a tricky play. It was good hustle down the line by Miller. If you rush that throw and it goes wild, you could put her in scoring position, so they just held on to it. And we'll try to work now against Lexi Smith with a runner on first, 2 away First pitch called a strike. Count 0-1 to Smith, the junior, playing second base. The 0-1. Swing and a miss, strike 2. The throw down to first, sliding back safely is Miller. She jumped out to a lead after that pitch. The catcher Wainwright threw down to first, but sliding in head first safely was Miller. Avoided the tag from Stryler. So the count 0-2, 2 away, a runner on first. Chesterton trying to avoid leaving her stranded. That pitch curls outside for a ball. We go 1-2. Lake Central leads 4-0 here in the top of the second. Lewis gets the sign, now looks towards the plate. Here's her pitch. Fouled away towards the baseball field. That one will clear the fence, rolling out to left field. Appears there between innings, though, so it's still a 1-2 count. And the pitch from Lewis. This one lifted towards right field. It drops fair, rolls out into foul territory. Moving towards third base is Miller. She will stop there. The throw towards the plate. It's a 2-out single for Smith, and it keeps the Trojans alive here in the second.
Number 16, Kylie Pfeiffer.
That was in a good spot as Smith, the left-handed or the right-handed hitter, sent it towards right field, goes opposite field, it breaks towards the foul line, lands in play, and takes a friendly roll away towards the fence near the bullpen, allowing Miller to go from first to third. It puts her safely on first. And now Kylie Pfeiffer bats against Lewis. The fake throw to first and then the throw to third, but both base runners go back to their station. The count 1-0 to Pfeiffer. So Lewis trying to get out of this second inning, leave the runners stranded on the corners. The 1-0. Swinging over it for strike one was Pfeiffer, so the count even at 1 apiece. Pfeiffer, the right-handed batter for the Trojans. She's a sophomore facing a freshman pitcher. The 1-1. Called strike 2. So Lewis, who has 3 strikeouts already, gets ahead in this count, 1-2. 2 away, runners on first and third. Lake Central hanging on to a 4-0 lead. Chesterton trying to work their way a little bit closer. Chasing 4, they have 2 on. The 1-2. Swing and a miss, strike 3. That will do it here for the top of the second. Lake Central gets out of a jam. They had runners. The Chesterton had runners on the corners, and they will stay there through an inning and a half. It is a 4-0 game. You're watching Game Night in the Region on the Region Sports Network, the only game in town.
With offices in Munster and Cedar Lake, Ethos Dental Group offers a full scope of general and cosmetic dentistry with expertise ranging from porcelain veneers to dental implants, crowns, and bridges. At Ethos Dental Group, you're assured that Dr. Mark Stojkovic and his associates, Dr. Emily Hansen and Dr. Brian Douts, utilize the latest in technology. Check out ethosdentalgroup.com or call 219-595-3432 to schedule an appointment. Ethos Dental Group, dental care you can believe in.
Flip the switch, a light turns on. Press the button, machines and instruments come to life. Touch the screen, communicate with the world. Simple tasks, guaranteed results, every second of every day. That's the power of power. And that's the power brought to you by the Nika contractors and electrical workers of Local 531.
Stay with us after the game. We'll name the Ironworkers Local 395 Play of the Game, presented by Ironworkers Local 395. For more information on the apprenticeship program, check out ironworkers395.com. Bottom two here at Lake Central, and it's the top of the order up for the Indians. Foley chops this one towards the pitcher. Wagner handles it, reaches over, and throws to first in time for the opening out. So that's a good start for Wagner in the circle, who's trying to bounce back now after the Indians scored 4 in their first at-bats, batted around the order. So now she gets a quick out, a ground out, fields her position well, and that could give you a little boost now. And we'll see Maddie Wainwright, who had that sacrifice bunt in her first at-bat. This next pitch called a strike. So the count quickly 0-1. So now Wainwright gets to work at the plate after she had to lay a bunt down first time up to move a base runner. She's behind 0-1. Wagner delivers. This one roped towards left field, rolls all the way to the wall. Wainwright gets first, goes for second. She doesn't stop there. Turning around, going for 3, sliding in safely for a one-out triple. Maddie Wainwright with the extra base hit. She's one station away from scoring. That brings Jessie Del Toro up with one away and a runner on third. Del Toro had that RBI triple that started the scoring for Lake Central in the first inning. So she gets ready to work now with a runner on third. The pitch, she knocks it foul towards the dugout. She got on top of it. It was a pitch that was on the outer third of the zone, but she still was able to get across the plate, get it, but then just knocked it towards the dugout. That one's down the line. That could be tricky to field and would likely score the run. Now the 0-1. Dropped in for a strike, so Wagner ahead 0-2, trying to get another out here as it's a 4-0 game, one away here in the bottom of the second, runner on third base. Lake Central up by 4, but they have a potential to add another. And here's the 0-2 from Wagner. Just misses outside for a ball, makes the count 1-2. So Del Toro, the senior outfielder, playing right field tonight. The 1-2. She pokes it away foul off the fence. So stays alive here at the plate. Talked about it when Chesterton was up, but that's just so crucial of a hitter to foul away a pitch with 2 strikes. I think the opposing staff, they selected that pitch to try to put you away, and then you make them have to think, go to something else. The 1-2. This one gets through the gap at second, rolls to right field. It scores the run. It's the second RBI of the day for Del Toro, and Lake Central leads by 5 here in the second. So Del Toro, who had an RBI triple in the first inning, gets an RBI single here in the second. Brings Wainwright across the plate. Now Schaefer's up with one away and a runner on first. That pitch from Wagner is high for a ball. So the count 1-0. Righty on lefty matchup. The 1-0 breaks in for a strike, evens the count up at 1-1. That was a good pitch. It was looking outside, then it just broke in through the back door to even the count up at 1 apiece. Schaefer grounded out to second her first time up, but it drove in a run. And that off-speed pitch drops into the zone for a strike. She's behind 1-2. Lake Central, undefeated here at home this season, 4-0 on the year. Trying to defend their home field, doing well so far, up by 5. As timeout is called by the home plate umpire. And now we get ready to resume things here. But a strong start to the year for Lake Central. Another timeout is called. A baseball from the field out to left field is now on the field. So we saw softball sent one to the varsity baseball field. Now something from the JV field comes over. Brief timeout. We saw that happen at Crown Point last week, the 1-2. Called strike 3. Schaefer caught looking by Wagner for the second out of this inning. And that brings Tegan Tripp up with 2 away and a runner on. So Tripp, who had a single and later scored in the first inning, trying to keep things moving for Lake Central. The first pitch from Wagner is inside for a ball. So the count 1-0 to Tripp, the junior, playing third base. Wagner, the sophomore, goes through her windup. And Tripp skips it over to third base where it's handled by Pittman. She skips it along towards first base where it's scooped up by Chirp for out number 3. Lake Central gets one across the plate. So Chesterton will look to get on the board when we return. It's the third inning. Coming up next, you're watching Game Night in the Region on the Region Sports Network, the only game in town.
With 40 years of experience serving Indiana, Illinois, and Tennessee, Enigenberg Exteriors has only had one goal in mind: to achieve excellent customer service. From commercial and residential roofing to siding, window, and door replacement, Enigenberg Exteriors delivers 110% customer satisfaction from the first hello to the final walkthrough. Visit enigenberg.com for more information or give them a call at 219-365-2837. Enigenberg Exteriors, restoring hope one project at a time.
Top of the third inning here at Lake Central. Ava Wagner leads things off for the Trojans of Chesterton. They trail 5-0. Trying to get on the board here. It'll be Wagner, then the top of the order. Milton, then Ford. The pitch called for a strike. So pitcher against pitcher here. Leo Stauder with you on the call. Justin Cole and Thomas Marsh round out the rest of the crew, helping bring all the action from this game and all season long. And call the strike. We've got plenty more baseball and softball coming up over the next couple weeks. There are 2 other games on the RSN tonight, so if you're choosing to watch us, we thank you for doing so. And it's a good one so far. Lake Central up 5-0 here in the top of the third. The count 0-2 to Wagner. The pitch from Lewis, called strike 3. The freshman picks up her 5th strikeout of the outing to retire her counterpart, and that brings Milton up with 1 away and nobody on. Milton was a strikeout victim her first time up. So good job by Lewis being able to loop that one towards the corner. It stayed in the zone. It was a good spot to the right-handed hitter Wagner for her 5th strikeout of the ball game, and 3 of the 5 have been looking, so that means you're really catching some of these hitters off guard where you're able to use some locations to your advantage and get good movement on your pitches where it maybe looks like it's going to be outside the zone, then it breaks in, or it looks inside, then gets to the right spot. The count 1-0. This one lifted to right field. It's curling foul, drops just shy of the bullpen. Del Toro, it was well ahead of her. There wasn't really a path for her to get to the softball, but so it's a long strike. The count 1-1 to Milton. Two hits on the day for Chesterton, but they have not been able to get anything across the plate. This next one low for a ball, so the count now 2-1. Lewis against Milton here in the top of the third. The right-handed pitcher delivers. It's poked over to second base. Beals gets there, throws it sidearm to first base in time for out number 2. Milton grounds out to Beals, and there are 2 away, nobody on for the Trojans as Cadence Ford steps up to bat. Chesterton chasing 5, so they need to try to string some base runners together. Ford was also caught looking on a strikeout in the top of the first inning. A quick 1-2-3 half inning for the Trojans. This first pitch from Lewis is high and away for a ball. So the Trojans 1-2 on the year. They dropped their season opener to Hobart, then defeated Michigan City 17-1 last week. The 1-0 called strike 1. Then they dropped a home game against LaPorte, their home opener, 10-0. So in 3 games, Chesterton, 24 runs for, 21 runs allowed. So they can put a crooked number on the board, but they're scoreless here with 2 away in the third inning. She puts this one high in the air in foul territory. Calling for it is Striler, and she makes the catch for out number 3. So it's another 3-up, 3-down inning for the Trojans. The Lake Central Indians will be up to bat when we return. You're watching Game Night on the Region Sports Network, the only game in town.
Blythe's Team Sports in Valparaiso is a leader in athletics apparel and equipment sales. With in-house production including screen printing, trophies, embroidery, and more, Blythe's can help you to create the perfect look. For more information, visit them online at teamblythes.com. Blythe's Team Sports in Valparaiso, where the athletes shop.
The Athletic Performance Factory is Northwest Indiana's premier athletic training center. The 40,000 square foot state-of-the-art facility features batting cages, a sand training room, a new outdoor turf infield, and so much more. Check out the facility for one of their daily classes at 3150 45th Street in Highland. Interested in signing up for team workouts or individual lessons? Check out their website at trainapf.com or contact them at 219-750-1087. Athletic Performance Factory, where athletes are made.
Maddie Bickle leads off the bottom of the third here for Lake Central, and she quickly grounds this one over to second. Diving for it is Smith. She gets in front of it, throws to first in time for the opening out. What a play by Smith over at second to slide and block that ball, and then still be able to pick it up out of the turf and throw to first in time for the opening out. That was not an easy play, and she was able to do so to retire Bickle. And that play right there by Smith are some of the best hands in the business, just like the Bricklayers Local 4 of Indiana, Kentucky. Check out baclocal4.org to find out how you can join the oldest continuous union in North America. Count 0-1 to Caitlin Striler. She drove in a run with a single in the first inning. She gets ready to bat against Wagner. The pitch skips down the third baseline. It breaks foul, so now it's 0-2. Pittman was able to, she was behind it, but then it broke in front of the bag, so it goes into foul territory. So Striler down to an 0-2 count with 1 away. After Bickle made good contact, but a good defensive play by Smith prevented her from reaching. And now the 0-2. Put in the air high towards left field. Going back is Pfeiffer towards the warning track where she makes the catch for the second out. Striler was able to get under it, sent it towards left field in a hurry, but camping out under it was Pfeiffer for the second out. There's a little bit of wind, but it appears to be blowing more towards right field. So that one just kind of ran out of momentum and dropped just shy of the warning track. Sophia Beals will bat for Lake Central here with 2 away and nobody on. The first pitch from Wagner. High for a ball. Lake Central scored 4 in the first, 1 in the second, and now are in danger of going down in 1-2-3 fashion here in the third. The 1-0. Low for a ball. We go 2-0. Due up for the Trojans, Pittman, Florian, and Cherub. The 3, 4, and 5 hitters. But Beals trying to keep the line moving for Lake Central here in the bottom of the third inning. Here's the 2-0. Hammered towards left field. It's going to drop. Skips its way to Pfeiffer. On with a 2-out single as Beals. And so Lake Central not done yet. Beals is aboard, and now Peyton Martin will get ready to work with 2 away, a runner on first. Martin batting in the 9 spot here, so she's trying to get the top of the order up with runners on. Even with 2 away, you still want your top of the lineup to get that look with runners on base. The pitch from Wagner, high for a ball. Shirley could start off next inning with the top up, but you want to try to give him a chance to get up to bat with runners on base. The 1-0 delivery from Wagner. Skied foul to the right side of the diamond. It goes out of play, over the fence, onto the baseball field. So now the count 1-1. So we've sent a few over their way, but I guess somebody would really have to get a hold of one to send it from the varsity baseball field over this way. The 1-1. Swing and a miss for a strike. The count now 1-2. It's happened to me before on calls where I've done some soccer games next to a softball field where both sports would send projectiles onto the other's field. The 1-2. This one driven out towards right field. If it's fair, it'll be a big extra base hit, but it is not. It drops just foul. Martin nearly went opposite field for an extra base hit. That was in a really good spot. It just tailed foul. Dropped just to the right of that line. That could have brought that run across the plate, but now Beals makes her way back to first. Martin to the batter's box. The count 1-2. So we will do this one over again. The pitch. High for a ball. So now 2s across the board here. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs. Wagner in the circle against Martin. Wagner trying to put a scoreless inning together for the Trojans. Get their bats back up. The pitch. Breaks away for a ball. We go full at 3-2. So Martin being able to stay alive here, trying to get the top of the order up for the Indians. As the count is full. Wagner gets the sign. Goes for the windup for the payoff pitch. It's high for ball 4, so they're 2 on with 2 away for the Indians, and now the top of the order, and Maura Fowley will bat. Fowley walked and scored back in the first inning, and then grounded out to the circle back in the second. And we're going to have a meeting at the circle for the Trojans. Ava Wagner will talk things over with her pitching coach. Didn't see anybody up throwing for Chesterton. So we'll see how they want to try to get out of this inning. There's 2 away, so you could get creative even with 2 runners on. The force is active at third. You can really, depending on where it's hit, there's a couple of ways you can make that final out. So a ground ball to the infield could get you out of this, or a fly ball gets you out as well. Although the easiest way could be a strikeout. You don't have to risk putting the ball in play, but the defense just trying to get that third out in a variety of ways. So Fowley getting ready to work here against Wagner. Righty on lefty matchup. Wagner goes through the windup, showing bunt was Fowley. She pulls away. So the count 1-0. Fowley, the senior left fielder for Lake Central. Bats out of the left-handed box. And breaks away for a ball. The count now 2-0. So she's trying to extend the inning. And get those base runners in motion. The 2-0. Outside for a ball. It's now 3-0, so now in danger of walking the bases loaded is Wagner. It's a tough line to walk where you want to respect those hitters at the top of the order, but you also have to throw strikes. You don't want to throw something they could hammer, but 3-0 is away for a ball, so it's a 4-pitch walk to Folly, and now the bases are loaded for Lake Central. Beals goes from second to third, Martin from first to second. Folly is on base, and now Maddie Wainwright will bat. She has a teammate at every station. She had a triple to lead, or triple with one out in the second inning. Now in the third inning, she has the potential to drive in a few. The pitch, she sends it right back through the middle of the diamond. 1 run is in to score. Here comes a second. Martin gets in. 2 runs across the plate on a 2 RBI single by Wainwright. And now Lake Central leads by 7. Wainwright breaks for second base where she is thrown out. So that will do it. Lake Central brings the runs in, but leaves a runner on. They lead by 7 here after 3. You're watching Game Night in the Region on the Region Sports Network, the only game in town.
Hi, this is Tim down at Tire Pros and Auto Superstore, 5200 Cleveland in Maryville. 219-887-3333 is our phone number. We've been serving the region and building relationships with our valued customers for the past 23 years. We have a wide variety of services, quality tires with the best warranty in the nation, and some of the most skilled mechanics I've ever worked with. Let us exceed your expectations. We're setting a new standard. Come on down, ask for Mike or Tim. We'll take excellent care of you. Thank you.
Some see a wrestling match. We see a 6-minute lesson in grit. Some see a coach sending a runner home. We see a mentor guiding a student athlete into the future. Proud to keep education in front of athletics since 1903.
Fourth inning here at Lake Central. Jada Lewis working in the circle. She has been solid so far with 5 strikeouts, 2 hits allowed, no runs, and no walks either. Pittman, Florian, and Cherub will be the 1, 2, 3 for Chesterton. Here in a game where Lake Central leads 7-0 after 3. It was a big inning for the Indians in the third with 2 away. They just really got a good rally going and were able to get 2 runs across the plate. Put some more distance between themselves and Chesterton. Now Jillian Pittman will look to try to help them work back. Pittman flew out to center field to end the first inning in her opening at bat. Now a baseball from the JV field goes on to the diamond, so getting it out of the way is Folly. So brief timeout called, and now we get ready to work. Lewis against Pittman. The home plate umpire returns to his station. Now we will go. Lewis gets the sign from the dugout, now looks towards her catcher and delivers. Sends it in for a strike. So she starts off 0-1 against Pittman. Pittman, the sophomore, playing third base for Chesterton this evening. Gets ready for the 0-1. She pokes it over to second base towards Beals. She tosses it to first base and gets the out to start off the fourth inning. So ground out to second by Pittman brings Florian up to bat with nobody out, or nobody on, and 1 out here in the first of the fourth inning. Florian, a junior for the Trojans. They only have 1 senior in the starting lineup. That's Riley Henry. She's playing right field. And Florian lofts this to right field. Going towards the fence, drops just inside the yard. Florian's going for 2. The relay throw will not get there in time. It's a 1-out double for Hannah Florian. A big extra base hit for the Trojans. Puts a runner in scoring position with 1 away here in the fourth inning. That was some good contact by Florian, carrying all the way to the wall. It's 216 feet out to right field. That one probably went about 215 and a half, just barely staying in. And a good relay throw by the Indians, but Florian was able to get to second. So Florian has her second hit of the day. She had a single to start the second, and now she has a double, so she's been a tough out to get. And then timeout is called by the batter, Hayden Cherup, the freshman first baseman. She struck out swinging her first time up against Lewis. So freshman against freshman. Cherup taps it away foul. So count 0-1. But for Chesterton, you can't tie it up with one swing of the bat, but this is the way you want to start off in it. Get an extra base hit. Try to bring her home. You need base runners here, and Florian did so in a big way. The 0-1. Low for a ball. Evens the count up at 1-1. Just competitive at-bats. If you can force Lewis to really have to work, you have to avoid those strikeouts looking. And now the count 1-1. Lewis sends this one to the plate. And Cherup drills it to left field, but coming in to make the play is Folly for out number 2. That was a bit of a line drive out to Folly in left field. She didn't have much time to get there. She had to kind of lean forward and trap it for the second out, but a good play by the Lake Central left fielder. And now Lila Miller will bat with 2 away and a runner on second base here in the top of the 4th. Chesterton trailing by 7. Lewis with the pitch. Fouled away. Over the fence onto the baseball field. So that's another one over there. We have a crew calling that game. That's off the top of my head, I'm not sure who's on it. The 0-1 pitch put in the air. Well, effort that info as this goes towards center field, and it drops inside just at the wall. Florian will score, and now Chesterton is on the board. But a nice hit out towards center field by Miller brings in a run. She ends up on second base, and now it's a 7-1 game. Chesterton getting some offense with 2 away here in the 4th inning. That was a play that the center fielder maybe could have made. It was very close to the wall. That was a well struck, and it puts Chesterton on the board. And a first pitch strike by Lewis to Smith. Starts the count off 0-1. It's just like Lake Central in the bottom of the 3rd. Had a good 2-out rally. Now Chesterton cooking something up with 2 away. Trailing 7-1 with a runner on second base. The pitch from Lewis. Golfed out towards shallow right field. It will drop. Hustling towards the plate is Miller. The throw does not get there in time. Miller scores. And now Chesterton has brought in 2 runs with 2 outs here in the 4th. It's an RBI single for Smith, brings Chesterton within 5, and now Kylie Pfeiffer will bat. Pfeiffer up to work here with a runner on first, 2 away. Pfeiffer struck out swinging to end the 2nd inning. She will look to avoid a similar fate here in the 4th. And now timeout is called. So Lake Central Chesterton had the 1-out double by Florian, and then Miller crushed a 2-out double to bring Florian across the plate. Smith kept the line moving with a 2-out single that scored a run, and now it's up to Pfeiffer. She gets ahead in this count 1-0. Now with 2 outs, runner on first. The pitch, swing and a miss, strike 2. So now Lewis trying to bounce back here. Try to limit the damage to just those 2 runs. She's still been really dealing. And even though they've made contact, it still means you're throwing strikes. The 1-1, called strike 2. No walks so far for Lewis. That really plays. That helps you go deeper into a game, and especially as an underclassman, that helps you continue to be trusted by your coaches and get the call in those big games. The 2-2 just misses for a ball. Now we go 2-2. But that efficiency, that command, that has really allowed Lewis to be in charge at the circle, and Chesterton only now really starting to mount up some offense here in the 4th inning. The 2-2 pitch. Swing and a miss, strike 3. Lewis sends Pfeiffer down swinging to end the top of the 4th inning, but Chesterton does some damage. They get 2 runs on the board. We're through 3.5, and Lake Central leads 7-2. You're watching Game Night in the Region on the Region Sports Network, the only game in town.
When life keeps you busy and you can't get to the store, shop online with Strachan Van Til To Go. Our to-go service is easy to use. Register using your rewards account information, fill your virtual cart, and choose delivery or pickup. Once your order is in, our own Strachan Van Til team preps your order with care. With our to-go service, you can earn reward points and save time and money with our online coupons and weekly ad prices. Life made simple, shopping made easy. For more information or to sign up, visit shop.strachanvantil.com.
Four Seasons Mechanical proudly serves Northwest Indiana, providing quality, reasonably priced, reliable service. With a quality and comfort guarantee, the professionals at Four Seasons Mechanical offer a wide range of services in heating, ventilation, and air conditioning. Whether it's residential or commercial, Four Seasons Mechanical is there 24/7. To find out more, the website is fourseasonsmechanical.com or give them a call at 219-756-7020. Four Seasons Mechanical, your indoor air quality specialist.
Jesse Del Toro leads off the bottom of the 4th inning by sending this one opposite field towards the left field line. She starts off the inning with a double, and then the overthrow allows her to go to third. She turns the corner, going for the plate. She will score. So Del Toro helps get one of those runs back for Lake Central. It's a 8-2 game here in the bottom of the 4th. So she had the double, and then that throw allows her to go to third and then score. It was a good start to the inning for Lake Central. They got even better, as now they're able to get a runner home. And then Schaefer hammers this one down the right field line. It gets past first base, all the way into the corner in right field. Schaefer passes second, goes for 3, and she has a triple. So another extra base hit for Lake Central. So if you wondered how they were going to respond after surrendering 2 runs in the top half of this inning, they have wasted no time. The double and the error for Del Toro allow her to score, and then Schaefer with the triple. And we will see a meeting at the circle for Wagner and the Chesterton infield. So Lake Central, 10 hits, 8 runs on the day, and we will see a call to the bullpen, so that will end the day for Wagner after she threw 4 innings. As I mentioned, 10 hits. Can't totally close the book on her yet, as she's responsible for that runner on third, but we'll get a look at the new pitcher, and we will do some work as well. Looks like Wagner will go to the outfield as well. So we will step aside and get more info on the new pitcher. You're watching Game Night in the Region on the Region Sports Network, the only game in town.
Our hero, Lantern Man, faces off against a nefarious insurance swindler.
I'll trick them into a contract and just keep raising the rates.
Luckily, they can make a call to Crow Company's Lantern Man. He's always ready to protect families from the insurance swindler.
I can easily defeat your overpriced policies. Fair prices always prevail when you call me, the Crown Company's Lantern Man. Crown Company's insurance professionals. Highland, Merrillville, and Michigan City.
So Hannah Florian, the new pitcher for Chesterton, sends that first one in for a strike. So it's time to introduce the new reliever for Chesterton. That means we turn to the Enigenberg Exteriors Home Improvement Hurler for today, presented by Enigenberg Exteriors. Your all-in-one roofing specialist. Visit ebergexteriors.com for a quote. As the count now 0-2, so for Florian this year, she is 0-1 on the year with an ERA of 2.8. She's appeared in 3 games. 5 hits against, 8 runs, only 2 of them earned. The 0-2 popped towards second base. It skips past the bag, scooped up by Miller, but she doesn't have a play. In to score is Schaefer. So it's now a 9-2 lead for Lake Central on the RBI single from Tripp. And now Maddie Bickle will bat with a runner on first. So that run goes to Wagner. And here's Florian, trying to cut down the damage. We'll finish reading her stat line in a moment. But for Florian, she has struck out 12, walking just 1. So she'll look to try to limit some of the damage here in the bottom of the 4th inning. 2 runs already in. Now a throw down to first. Now the 1-1 to Bickle is outside for a ball. For Wagner, she went 3 innings of ball with 10 hits, 9 runs allowed, 4 walks, and 1 strikeout. And then that one called a strike to Bickle, so it evens the count up at 2-2. Lake Central trying to continue to do some damage here at the plate in the bottom of the 4th inning, while also seeing what the new pitcher has to work with. The 2-2. Drilled towards center field. It drops in front of Ford. The base runner, Tripp, will move up from first to second. Bickle is on base for the second time today. She had a walk and scored back in the first. And now Caitlin Streiler will bat. So Streiler gets ready to work, and I believe we will have a pinch runner for Lake Central. So Bickle will be run for by Michaela Van Vossen. So Van Vossen will be in for the runner on first base. Tripp, the runner on second. And here's Streiler, who had an RBI single back in the first. She flew out to left field in the third. Takes a first pitch ball from Florian. So for Florian, you get dropped in a spot where Lake Central has been swinging the bat well. They already had a runner in scoring position when you came in, and now 2 runners on. You're just trying to quickly get outs. The 1-0. Chopped foul down the third base line. Makes it 1-1. And for Lake Central, you were swinging well against Wagner. You had a feel for what she's working with. Now you want to take looks from the dugout, see what she does differently, where she can really, what locations she's going towards, what maybe how the pitch mix changes for her, while also trying to keep rolling. The 1-1. Bounced over towards third base. Getting there is Pittman. She throws to first and gets the out, but both base runners advance. Tripp goes over to third base. Van Vossen to second as Streiler grounds out to third. And a good play by Pittman to handle that, keep it in front of her, throw across the diamond quickly. And now Sophia Beals will bat for Lake Central with One away, 2 runners on. Beals has 2 singles on the day already. She drove in a run on the first. She scored in the third. She puts this one in the air to shallow left field. It gets past Miller. Hustling in to score is Tripp, and Van Vossen moves to third. Lake Central adds another one here in the bottom of the 4th inning. Beals with the RBI single. She has 3 singles today. She's driven in 2 runs. And now we'll have a pinch hitter for Lake Central, Lexi Iwema. So the junior makes her way in. Batting in the place of Peyton Martin here in the bottom of the 4th. So she will now get ready to pitch against Florian. So some of these pinch hitting opportunities can be tough, especially against a new pitcher. If you're facing the starter who you've been able to watch for a few innings, you kind of have an idea of what to expect, called strike 1. But when you're pinch hitting against also a new pitcher, you are still trying to figure out what she's throwing with the rest of your teammates. So Iwema trying to work here against Florian. The 0-1 high for a ball. We go 1-1. Top of the order looming for Lake Central with 2 runners on, 1 out. The 1-1 fouled towards the on-deck circle for strike 2. Ducking out of the way was Folly. And so Florian trying to get an out here against a pinch hitter with the top of the order due up next. You have to think this is a big out. You don't want to load the bases. As we saw, that was the case in the 3rd inning when Folly was up to bat with 2 runners on. She walked to load the bases, and then Wainwright drove in 2 with a single. The 1-2. Poke towards third base. It gets past Pittman, rolls out to left field. In to score is Van Vossen. Moving to third base is Beals. And Lake Central adds another one here in the 4th inning. So Iwema does her job in a pinch hit opportunity with an RBI single.
Number 10, Mora Folly.
It's 11-2 Indians here in the bottom of the 4th inning, and Mora Folly, the leadoff hitter for Lake Central, steps up. Batting from the left-handed batter's box, she pokes this bunt towards the circle, throwing to first base. Not in time, though. Folly beats the throw out, but she turns the corner. She gets caught in a rundown. Now she goes to second, where Florian cannot apply the tag. Beals scooted across the plate amidst all that chaos. And so also scoring, so Beals scored on the bunt, and then Iwema was she was the runner that scored during the rundown. So a bunt that drove in 2 really drove in 1, then a second one later by Folly. Makes it 13-2 Lake Central here in the bottom of the 4th. Maddie Wainwright will bat. Wainwright, 2 hits on the day so far, batting against Florian. Count 0-1 as she sends the off-speed pitch outside for a ball. We go 1-1. With 1 away, runner on second base. The pitch, knocked foul. Lake Central, 11 runs on 15 hits. Their offense has been seeing the ball well, and they are still working here in the last of the 4th. The count 1-2. The delivery from Florian. Sent back to the backstop. Count stays 1-2. Lake Central trying to get that runner in second. Going towards third, she will. Folly as the ball gets past the catcher. We'll move over to third base. So now she is one station away from scoring. With Wainwright up at the plate. Wainwright, the sophomore catcher. It's Lake Central 7-0 on the year. Against Chesterton today, they'll be on the road at Portage tomorrow. Wainwright fouls this one away. Out of play off the shed behind home plate. Might have heard the loud noise that made the loud crash, but makes the count 2-2. Pitch called, strike three. Wainwright caught looking, so Florian gets her first strikeout, and it's a big second out with a runner on third base. That brings Jessie Del Toro, who started this inning off with a double, up to bat. So Del Toro, 3 hits on the day. She has a single, a double, and a triple. She has driven in 2 runs. First pitch, knocked towards first base, goes right towards the glove of Cherub. She picks it up off the turf and steps on the cushion for out number 3, but Lake Central does their damage. We're through 4 innings. The Indians lead 13-2. You're watching Game Night in the Region on the Region Sports Network, the only game in town.
Thinking about what to do after high school? Consider a career with Boilermakers Local 374. As a Boilermaker apprentice, you'll earn while you learn. We offer excellent wages and benefits, and as part of our no-cost hands-on apprenticeship program, you'll learn from the best in state-of-the-art training centers and on the job. Become a union Boilermaker and get on your way to a great career. Find out more, visit www.local374.org or call 219-845-1000.
4-1.
Some see a volleyball match. We see a student athlete learning how to be poised under pressure. Some see a high school football stadium. We see the one place where the whole community comes together. Proud to keep education in front of athletics since 1903.
Top of the 5th inning here at Lake Central. Ava Wagner will lead off for the Trojans of Chesterton. Wagner struck out looking her first time up as the Indians lead 13-2. Starting things off. So Wagner trying to get her team closer against Lake Central. Called strike on that delivery from Lewis. So Wagner, who started the day in the circle, now playing right field. After it was a good inning in the start of the 5th for Chesterton, that's called a ball. They were able to get some offense going for the first time against Lewis, but she really did settle in with that strikeout to end the frame. The count 1-1 at the plate to Wagner. So now you really need offense by whatever means you can draw it up. The 1-1 pitch from Lewis, low for a ball. As Chesterton down to one of their last looks here, trying to keep the things moving. Count 2-1 to Wagner, batting out of the 9 spot here, trying to get the top of the order up with a runner on. The pitch, it's low for a ball. We go 3-1. So in the top of the 5th, Chesterton they saw some progress with 2 doubles and a single. They got 2 runs across the plate, but Lake Central with an even better answer in the bottom half of that inning with all kinds of offense. And now the 3-1 called for a strike. We go full at 3-2. That's where we saw Chesterton make a move to the bullpen. Lake Central still riding Lewis here. She's been pitching well. With 6 strikeouts, no walks. The pitch, low for a ball, and now there's that first walk. And it's a base runner for Chesterton. Wagner walks. I'll take some of the blame for that. You figure once the announcer starts talking about no walks, no hits, something of that nature, it probably means that's bound to happen next. So that's on me. It's a base runner to start things off for Chesterton. And now at the top of the order, Olivia Milton up to bat. She takes a first pitch strike from Lewis. Now the count 0-1. Was working a game at Valparaiso over the weekend where Illinois State had a no-hitter going into the fifth inning. Right as I looked up in the media notes, the 0-1 called strike two, throw it on a first. Right as I looked up when the last time Illinois State pitched a no-hitter, Valparaiso gets their first hit, no more no-hitter, so it figures once you start thinking about things like that, that's when things get broken up. Now the count 0-2. The pitch from Lewis. Tapped towards second base, charging in is Beals. She throws to first, gets the out. Advancing to second is Wagner. So Milton helps move a runner along, but caught out in the process.
Up to bat, number 5, Claire Demeter.
Claire Demeter will bat for Chesterton here as a pinch hitter. The senior will bat with a runner on second and one away. So Demeter will try to do some damage here and get that runner moving towards the plate. They're trying to chip away at an 11-run deficit, so you do whatever is necessary to get runs on the board. The pitch from Lewis. Knocked back towards the screen, foul. So that starts the count off 0-1. So Lewis staying ahead in these counts. It's every statistic shows when you get 2 of the first 3 pitches in for strikes, that always favors the pitcher. There we go, 0-2, so she does so again here. That's really worked for her. She's just thrown a lot of strikes. Even when Chesterton's able to put the ball in play, it's going directly towards a defender. They're swinging on top of a lot of ground outs, and even the flyouts have been manageable. The count 0-2. So sometimes pitchers are afraid of contact, but Lewis using it to her advantage. This 0-2 driven towards left field. Calling for it is Martin, and she gets under it for out number 2. So a high fly out, but handled by the Lake Central defense. It brings Jillian Pittman up to bat with 2 away and a runner on second. So here in the top of the 5th inning, Lake Central leads. The Indians 7-0 on the year. They'll be on the road tomorrow night. Chesterton. This one grounded to second base. The throw to first in time for out number 3. That will do it here in the 5th inning. And that will also do it for the ball game. That is the final out, as it's a run rule win for Lake Central. They take this one 13-2. So we will go through some of the post-game awards. We'll take a break and then do so, get some housekeeping out of the way. But it was a good win for Lake Central. 13 runs on 15 hits. For Chesterton, 2 runs on 5 hits. A big win in the circle for Jada Lewis. We'll have more post-game analysis coming up in just a moment. Stick around. You're watching Game Night in the Region on the Region Sports Network, the only game in town.
With offices in Munster and Cedar Lake, Ethos Dental Group offers a full scope of general and cosmetic dentistry with expertise ranging from porcelain veneers to dental implants, crowns, and bridges. At Ethos Dental Group, you're assured that Dr. Mark Stojkovic and his associates, Dr. Emily Hansen and Dr. Brian Douts, utilize the latest in technology. Check out ethosdentalgroup.com or call 219-595-3432 to schedule an appointment. Ethos Dental Group, dental care you can believe in.
Flip the switch, a light turns on. Press the button, machines and instruments come to life. Touch the screen, communicate with the world. Simple tasks, guaranteed results, every second of every day. That's the power of power. And that's the power brought to you by the NECA contractors and electrical workers of Local 531.
Back here at Lake Central, getting ready to put a bow on this one as Lake Central defeats Chesterton 13-2. Lake Central will be on the road at Portage for their next game, while Chesterton will be back at home against Crown Point tomorrow against the Bulldogs. So now let's hand out some of the awards. It's time to name the Crowell Companies Lantern Man Superhero of the Game. Crowell Companies have offices open from 9 o'clock to 7 o'clock Monday through Friday, and Saturdays till 2 o'clock in Highland, Merrillville, Michigan, and Michigan City, the insurance professionals. So we will go with the Crowell Company's Lantern Man Superhero of the Game tonight was Jada Lewis, the pitcher from Lake Central. She threw 5 innings with 5 hits, no runs, just 1 walk, and struck out 6. A really great showing from Lewis in the circle. Now moving things along, it's time to name our Boilermakers Local 374 Blue Collar Player of the Game, brought to you by Boilermakers Local 374. The Blue Collar Player of the Game tonight was from Lake Central, Jesse Del Toro, who had 3 legs of the cycle, a single, a double, and a triple, 2 RBIs, and made some good plays out in right field defensively. And so Boilermakers Local 374, earn while you learn with Boilermakers Local 374. It's time to name our Ironworkers 395 Play of the Game, presented by Ironworkers Local 395. To find out how you can become a union ironworker, visit ironworkerslocal395.com. We will go with that defensive play by Lexi Smith at second base. That was back in the 4th inning when she made that sliding stop to throw out Bickle at first base. That was a really good defensive play by the second baseman of the Trojans to get a base runner out and try to keep things in line defensively. And that was tonight's Ironworkers 395 Play of the Game, presented by Ironworkers Local 395, Union Strong. So now let's go through the credits. Thank everyone involved with tonight's broadcast. To our management team at Region Sports, Chris Ramirez, Rich Castillo, Zach Miller, and Mike Dewan. Chris and Mike pulling double duty on the call for the baseball game, so shout out to those guys. To our broadcast crew, for Justin Cole doing a great job of getting us on the air and keeping us there. Thomas Marsh was on the camera capturing all the angles of all those highlights. Great job to both of them. To the coaches from each side, to Eric Cochran of Chesterton and Yvette Tovar of Lake Central. And the athletic directors, Jeff Hamstra from Chesterton and Chris Einert from Lake Central. Thank you to the viewers across all of our platforms, Facebook/Region Sports Nation, YouTube/Region Sports Network, and regionsports.com. This is Leo Stauder thanking you for watching Game Night in the Region on the Region Sports Network, the only game in town.
When life keeps you busy and you can't get to the store, shop online with Strachan Van Til To Go. Our to-go service is easy to use. Register using your rewards account information, fill your virtual cart, and choose delivery or pickup. Once your order is in, our own Strachan Van Til team preps your order with care. With our to-go service, you can earn reward points and save time and money with our online coupons and weekly ad prices. Life made simple, shopping made easy. For more information or to sign up, visit shop.strachanvantil.com.
Four Seasons Mechanical proudly serves Northwest Indiana, providing quality, reasonably priced, reliable service. With a quality and comfort guarantee, the professionals at Four Seasons Mechanical offer a wide range of services in heating, ventilation, and air conditioning. Whether it's residential or commercial, Four Seasons Mechanical is there 24/7. To find out more, the website is fourseasonsmechanical.com or give them a call at 219-756-7020. Four Seasons Mechanical, your indoor air quality specialist.
Our hero, Lantern Man, faces off against a nefarious insurance swindler.
I'll trick them into a contract and just keep raising the rates.
Luckily, they can make a call to Crow Company's Lantern Man. He's always ready to protect families from the insurance swindler.
I can easily defeat your overpriced policies. Fair prices always prevail when you call me, the Crown Company's Lantern Man. Crown Company's Insurance, Highland, Merrillville, and Michigan City.
Thinking about what to do after high school? Consider a career with Boilermakers Local 374. As a Boilermaker apprentice, you'll earn while you learn. We offer excellent wages and benefits, and as part of our no-cost hands-on apprenticeship program, you'll learn from the best in state-of-the-art training centers and on the job. Become a union Boilermaker and get on your way to a great career. Find out more, visit www.local374.org or call 219-845-1000.
With offices in Munster and Cedar Lake, Ethos Dental Group offers a full scope of general and cosmetic dentistry with expertise ranging from porcelain veneers to dental implants, crowns, and bridges. At Ethos Dental Group, you're assured that Dr. Mark Stojkovic and his associates, Dr. Emily Hansen and Dr. Brian Douts, utilize the latest in technology. Check out ethosdentalgroup.com or call 219-595-3432 to schedule an appointment. Ethos Dental Group, dental care you can believe in.